Hi, this is Cora Stack here, Dr. Stack. I just wanted to say there that I finished my work now on the investigating the protective design of the current 2022 Protective Disclosures Amendment Act, and it's absolutely, in my opinion, it's an appallingly designed act, and it's indeed very anti-whistleblowing. So that's how I feel about it, and you're just looking forward if this legislation is allowed to continue in its current design. I think it will do untoward damage to whistleblowing and to whistleblowers and to the reputation of Ireland as any kind of a half-decent democracy. It is an appalling act, and I don't know how it got through government or how it got, the opposition didn't rise up in arms against this appalling act. But sometimes these acts are passed very quickly, and people are told to vote X, Y, and Z. But I don't know exactly what happened, but it seems to me that this was a huge missed opportunity to improve the design in terms of the Police Act. That there's a huge amount of holes in this act that wouldn't have respected any kind of a Democrat to sort of reject. So sometimes these acts are passed to say the last minute before it all breaks up, this sort of thing, or quickly overnight, that sort of thing. So I think we have to look to the future, and this is why I think just looking at it is imperative. This act be looked at or examined by the first constitutionality by the Supreme Court, and hopefully as a result of that we will get a much better, fair and more balanced act that's fair to the employer and to the whistleblower. Certainly it's totally skewed, in my opinion, just looking at all the barriers. I would suggest that it's against the Constitution. It's unconstitutional from the very many articles that I've looked at, that it seems to be inconsistent with. That's alleged, or that's believed at the moment, and it certainly needs, I think, a good look at by the Supreme Court, so that it's really designed in the future to be more balanced, a more balanced act. Not so much in favour of the whistleblower, but that it is a 50-50 balance between the whistleblower and the employer. For the moment, it looks like it's 75% pro the employer, which is an appalling indictment of our democracy. This act was ever introduced. It's one of the most regressive acts, I think, ever introduced in the history of the state, or amendments ever introduced in the history of the state. So I hope as a result of my research, the Supreme Court will examine it very carefully, and we will get an act in the future that is fair and proportionate to whistleblowers and also to employers, and that it will restore accountability into institutions which, believe you me, is extremely badly needed.